Hello friends, welcome back. Hello friends, welcome back. Uh, so in this session, we will concentrate on Informatica interview preparation. So welcome once again. I hope you can able to see my screen. So I have prepared some documents for this interview preparations. So if you look at here, you can able to see my screen, and this is what the so if you are going for any interview, Informatica interview, then the interviewer will expect these questions from you. So even if you have 2 years experience or 3 years or 4 years or how many years if you are making, so definitely they will expect these kind of knowledges from you. Okay, so if you are going for a complete Informatica developer, then they will expect these concepts from you. Like first they will expect the SQL knowledge, so how strong you are in SQL, so they will expect. And so you need to practice a lot of SQLs. More often they will ask two types of SQLs, like they can expect the Oracle SQL or the Teradata or SQL Server SQL. Okay, mostly these kind of SQL only they will be expecting. And so SQL questions I will share with you, that what are the questions they might be asking. Then they will be expecting questions on data warehousing. So they will be expecting data warehouse. So able to chat. So whether you are, so do you have that option to provide the chat? So kindly let me know if you are not able to chat. Then I will. I'm not sure whether you can able to click on the chat. So this time I have. I'm sharing my screen, so I hope you can able to. Yes, okay, yeah, thank you very much. So I can able to see your chat, no issues. So whatever you have doubt, you can ask me. Okay, like, so first of all they'll be asking like questions on SQLs. The SQL questions I will share with you. These questions they might be asking. Okay, so I have collected some questions. So if you look at here, so they will be asking the first one. They will be asking the project related questions, like SQL questions. So I think you can able to see my screen now, and definitely they will be asking these type of questions. So what is your last project? So this project explanation also I have given already. In our channel it is already there, one 40 minutes video to cover the last project. Okay, then definitely they will ask roles and responsibilities of ourselves and what type of database we are working on. Okay, so they will be asking what type of database we are working on. So we need to have a very good knowledge on the database. Okay, so that is why I told you have to have knowledge on any one of the SQL, like Oracle SQL or SQL Server SQL. So what type of database we are working on, so we have to tell them which is our source system, which is our target, So the databases are either Oracle or SQL Server, Teradata or Hive database, big data. So all this database you have to tell them, and current domain. Okay, which domain you are working for? That current domain also, it's very much important. So you have to prepare by yourself on either the banking domain or the insurance or the healthcare. So whatever the domain you are working for, you have to prepare well on the current domain. So next one, you need to the domain level knowledge also I will provide you the forthcoming sessions. So if you are choosing your domain as healthcare, so what is the project you need to choose, and if you are choosing the domain as banking or any other insurance or any other domain if you are choosing, so what needs to be done I will explain in the forthcoming sessions. Then definitely they will ask this type of questions. So what type of unit test cases you are using in your project? Unit testing is nothing but if you are the developer, if you do the testing, then it will be the unit testing. Okay. So nowadays we are working on the agile methodology. So in agile methodology, most of the projects, so we need to do the testing, right? So we need to do the testing and peer review, we need to do that. So that one you will be doing it on the unit testing. Okay. So then the next one, so how will you promote your code? So this type of questions they might be asking. Okay. So you can the interviewer may ask some 2 to 3 questions like this. Then they will find out whether you are the correct candidate or the correct candidate or the fake candidate. Okay, they will understand that. Okay, so this is what they will go for, and they will identify asking them this type of questions. Okay, so next one they will be asking questions on related documents. So what are the different documents you will prepare? Okay, that type of question they will ask. So then they can identify that. Okay, so this is what the documents. So if you are working on agile methodology or waterfall, then you have to tell them, okay, these are all the documents I will prepare. So if you are going for the agile methodology, it will be documentation will be very less. So in waterfall we do have a lot of documentations, like preparing design documents and requirement gathering documents, some testing documents, lot of project related, so deployment documents, right? So these documents you will be preparing, but in agile, so the documentation work will be reduced, and also there won't be any testing team. So you'll be handling all the code first. Okay, so this is what you need to tell them. Okay, these questions they will be asking in Oracle. Okay, so what is the difference between DDL and DML? So this is particular about the Oracle database. Say for example, if you are working on Oracle database, DDL, data manipulation, what is the difference between data definition language, data manipulation language, right? So these are all the questions they will be asking. So we will concentrate on more differences. So what are the difference between truncate and delete, truncate and drop, so commit and rollback, union all. So these questions, what is the difference between joins and unions, rank and dense rank, so where class and having class, case statement and decode statement, right? So these type of questions they might be asking in the Oracle related questions, right? Then they will give some scenarios, they will give some questions. Based on that they will be asking. Okay, so some scenario. Okay, so you have the customers data, you have the employees data. Normally they will go for some employees data, and then they will ask some questions like take the second highest salaried employee. So like that they might be asking some questions, right? So these questions you need to. Then these are all some of the PLSQL questions. Okay, so I have started one playlist for PLSQL. So you can go to this PLSQL also. The questions also you can go for. Then definitely can concentrate on that. So if you look at here, yeah, the first one they might be asking questions on SQLs, right? So SQLs you have to prepare. Then you have to prepare the data warehousing. Okay, so what is data warehouse? So why do we need this data warehouse? So like that they will be asking questions. So what is meant by data warehouse, and how the data warehouse, so what type of data warehouse you have, so which whether you have the Teradata or you have the Hive or any other Oracle itself, Oracle warehouse builder, or so we have the MS SQL server. So what type of data warehouse you have, what is the space, sometimes they will ask what is the space of your data warehouse, right? The size of your data warehouse, you can tell in terms of terabytes or in terms of petabytes. So nowadays if you are going for some banking or any insurance domain, then you have to go for something like petabyte range. Then they will be asking questions on data modeling, so whether your data warehouse, so what type of data model they have developed, either star schema, snowflake schema, right? So those questions they might be asking in data modeling. And they will be asking questions on Informatica, right? Informatica, all the transformation they will be asking. Then Unix questions and business intelligence. So why your company is going for business intelligence, right? So these questions they will be asking. Agile methodology also. I have already posted this agile methodology and Informatica data warehousing questions, interview questions already there one session. So you can go through that session so to get more idea. Okay, so any questions particularly as of now, do you have any questions you can ask me so that I can answer your specific questions, so it will be useful for you. You can raise your question through chat and I will answer in interview. So what type of question they have asked and what are the questions you have faced or you are going to face. So if you have any doubts, ask me through chat. Yeah, so if you have any questions you can ask me so that I can answer. Okay, so now they will be asking these type of questions. So could you please explain about your last project and your project architecture, what was your roles and responsibilities, right? So definitely you have to tell them, so what is your daily activities. Okay, so if you are telling like I have 5 years of experience, and so this is the explanation you need to give. Okay, so yeah, this is some name. So this is Arun. I have 5 years of experience in the field of data warehousing and Informatica, and yeah, definitely yes, Pradeep. So definitely I will post PLSQL sessions. So by this 3 days I will make most of the sessions on PLSQL. So both I'll be posting in English as well as Tamil also. Okay, so definitely I will post. So keep watching. So even if you have any questions on PLSQL now, you can ask me, so I can definitely answer your questions. Okay, so now we are going for the explain your project architecture. You need to tell them, okay, so what is your source systems, so what is your target systems, and so what are the databases you are using as source and target, right? So these definitely you have to explain them. Okay, this is your source systems, so you can explain them. My source systems are in Oracle, and the target system in Hive Hadoop HDFS database. So if you have, this is my data warehouse, how we are moving the data from here to here. Okay, so what are the transformations you are using. So these questions you need to tell them what is your source, how the business is taking the data for their reports, right? So this is what you can explain them. And so roles and responsibilities, daily activities. Yeah, so your roles and, so say for example if you are going for 5 years, so definitely you have to tell them like you are the senior ETL developer. So what is your roles and responsibilities? I will be doing so every day. So whenever we do have if you are going to work on the particular project, some project will have the testing team, some project will not have the testing team. So if you have already testing team involved, So definitely you need to go for the testing should be carried out by which team, and you will be having the call with testing team as well. Okay, so definitely you need to have that questions. And so what are the databases you have been working on? So that I have told you that domain, current domain, which type of data you are getting. So what type of data you are getting. So that questions also you can expect. And the unit test cases. So what are the different environment you have? Like you have the development. Say for example, in real time you might be having some environments, right? So this is your development environment. I have the QA environment, the quality assurance or quality analysis, and you have the UAT. So UAT is nothing but user acceptance testing. Then you have the production, right? So live, you will have the live. So these are all the some project will not have all this. So some project will have all this, right? So this is the development environment where the developer is developing the code, and it will be moved to QA. Then the QA will be doing the quality analysis, and they will be taking that the UAT, the user acceptance testing, and you can go for something like the production, right? Prod. So the prod environment, it will be moving. So the code, whatever you are developing it will be moving from one environment to other environment. They might be asking questions, how are you promoting your code to other environments, right? So you'll be having, nowadays we will be having like DevOps tools. So we have a lot of DevOps tools are there in the market. They will be using, your client might be using any of the DevOps tools. So DevOps is nothing but development operations tool. So by using that you will be promoting the code, right? So you have a lot of tools, like you have the tooled version control tool, we have the Git, right? So Git tool we have, and we have the some tools are there, Jenkins we have, and Nexus we have. So we have the Nodio, right? These are all some of the tools, and the version control tool is the Git, and you'll be having some deployment tool. Okay, so that this Jenkins, Nexus, Nodio, these are all the tools. These are all some of the tools I'm saying for some example, but these tools are used to promote your code from one environment to other environment. Say for example, you have developed your code in Informatica. So Informatica, you will be having the XML file, right? So Informatica, you will have XML file. You will be exporting that file from your repository manager, and you'll be having that SQLs, right? So SQL file, .SQL file, you will be having it. If you have any table structure alteration or anything, then you'll be having your Unix scripting, you have anything, so .sh file. And if you have anything on your scheduler, okay, so you'll be having some scheduler, right? The real time you have the scheduler or autosys, control M, you have the Redwood, and you have the UC4. Some schedulers will be there. So that schedulers code also will be migrating. So these are all the component. So based upon your requirement, you will have these components. You will be taking these components from this development to other environments, right? So you will be creating a build by using this Jenkins and Nexus and Olio. So these are all some of the tools, and you will be having that build number. Okay, so one build number you will be creating it. Say for example, this is one of the build number you will be getting. So this build number you will be giving to the QA team. Then they will be downloading that build to your repository, and they will be using it. Okay, these are all something like in your project if you are explaining. So these are all the tools they might be expecting. Okay, some of the tools. So how will you deploy your code from one environment to other environment? Say for example, this build is nothing but it will have all the these components, right? So XML files, SQL files, .sh and scheduler data, everything will be there. So this is like automated way. So no one is needed to deploy the code. So then this build number you will be giving to the QA. Then QA is selecting that build number and deploying the target repository in your Informatica, and all those Unix environment, Unix box, and as well as your database, and then they will be deploying it. So if they are raising any defects, okay, if you have testing team, they will be raising the defect, right? So then you need to rebuild your so you need to do the modification in your code. Then you will be creating the one of the either Informatica or SQL or Unix. You will be creating it, and then you will be you are making that changes into the existing build. It will create another build number. Okay, so it will create another build number. With that build number, you will be giving to them. Again, they will do. So this cycle will goes off, like you will be having some daily the QA, right? The call will be there with your testing team. So they will be raising the questions and you need to answer. So if they are giving the sign off, then you can move your code to UAT. So UAT is nothing but user acceptance testing. So before the code is moving to production, so it's like a production will be this environment is looking like same. Okay, this UAT and production. So if the code is running fine in UAT, it might be running in production also. Okay, so that is the assumption you will have. Then definitely, so once the code is everything is running in UAT, so you will be giving them the build number. It will have all the components, whatever the various components has, it has the numbers. Then you will have the Git. In the Git, you will be merging all the so either you can use Git or you can use even Jenkins also. That also it's fine. It's based on that tool. You'll be creating the version control. So you'll be merging the code into production. It will handle that latest version, and the production it will go on live. So this is what the real time you will be doing it, merging and everything. Then they will be asking like, what are the different process related documents you will be preparing in your project, right? So this document, say for example, you'll be getting your requirement, right? So from the customer, so requirement, you'll be getting the documents from requirement document. So you might be having it, right? Requirement specification document. So system requirement specification document, SRS. So these are all the some project to project it will vary, but as of now I'm telling that system requirement specification document. So this is the requirement document. They will be giving you this project documents definitely vary from project to project. So system requirement specification document, then you'll be getting that. Some of them you are getting the requirement from the ticketing, the tool called Jira, right? So Jira user stories, you'll be getting it. So as a user stories, you'll be getting it, and then you'll be answering that. You'll be taking that user story, and then you'll be assigning to yourself, and then you will start working on it, right? So then some project you'll be developing that is design specification document, system design specification document. Okay, so this document you will be preparing. So how are you going to design? So what is your source system, target, everything will be preparing it, and then you are going with, so everything done, then you'll be going with something like SDS document you have prepared. Then you are preparing that development summary, right? So development summary you are preparing it. Some projects still they are using. So how the development summary you will have something like the explanation of the code, and you will be having that unit test case result. Okay, so unit testing result as well. So you'll be having it. Then you will have something like a rollback script, right? If something goes wrong, so how are you going to roll back? And you'll have something like run script. So run script is nothing but so you'll be experimenting this code in development, whether it is running fine or not. That script you have to make it. Run script, rollback script, and so rollback script is nothing but if anything goes wrong, so you'll be using that rollback here, right? So these are all the things you'll be using it in the rollback script, and then development summary, and then all the components, whatever we have seen, all the components will be preparing it, and you will be you'll be getting the sign off, okay, in the change. So definitely you will have the some projects still they are using that the change advisory board. So CAB meeting whenever we are going for so change advisory board, so you can tell this all these concepts. So whenever you are, so it's vary from project to project. Some project will have the CAB approval, okay, change advisory board. So you will be going for so you are explaining your project, and then they will be giving them the sign off, okay. So you can you have all the testing sign off, testing team sign off, UAT sign off, and your development environment. So everything you have, and then you can go for the CAB approval. Then they will approve it. Then only it will go for the live production. So this is what, right? Then they will be expecting questions on SQL. SQL I have already explained to you. So far you have any questions? So far do you have any questions? So I'm waiting for your chats. Just give me your confirmation that if you have any questions, then we can go for the other one, okay. So these are all the questions from data warehouse. Like they'll be asking, so what type of, so types of dimension the fact tables, okay. So you'll be using the dimension fact tables, right, in your data warehouse. So they might be asking, so what type, different types of dimensions. Like you have the slowly changing dimensions, junk dimensions, right? So degenerated dimensions, different dimensions tables are there, and fact tables. So you have this additive, semi-additive, and factless fact. So these are all some of the types are there. So you can prepare that. What is the difference between OLTP and OLAP? So online transaction processing, online analytical processings, and they will be asking questions on sometimes they will ask questions on so data lake, okay. So why? Because nowadays the companies are moving towards data lake. So data lake will handle structured, semi-structured, as well as unstructured data as well, okay. So that is what we are going for the data lake. So even it will handle huge volume of data. So that is why we are going for data lake. Then we do have different schema. They will be asking what is star schema, snowflake schema, galaxy schema, right? So star schema is nothing but you will have centralized fact tables. So the fact tables are connected with the different dimension tables with the foreign keys. So how these keys are related? So I have already posted one video to have all these concepts, right? So all these concepts I have explained. They will be asking, so what type of data warehouse they are using in your project? Either it's a top-down approach or bottom-up approach. So mostly you can tell, so it's a top-down approach. So top-down approach means you have the data warehouse, and then data mart will be there. So data mart, they will be creating it from the data warehouse. Say for example, you have the data mart here, okay. So this is my data warehouse. Okay, so real-time example for dimension and fact table, right? So I will explain. So you have something like data mart here. So this is one of the data mart, this is one of the data mart, this is another data mart. So different data mart we have. This is my source systems. So if you have OLTP here, your Oracle, SQL Server, or any other databases will be there. So from there you are collecting the data by using Informatica, and then you are loading the data into data warehouse. So here we are using the data mart. Data mart is nothing but it's a subject oriented information it will have. Okay, so something like merchant reporting, finance information like this, supplier informations. So different data mart will be there. This is what your data mart. So data mart is nothing but subset of your data warehouse. So based on my subject they will be preparing it. So you are having the ETL tool here, extracting the data and then loading the data into data warehouse. You will have the staging layer, right? So here you have the stage layer. So you will have the stage layer here. So staging layer is nothing but it's a landing zone. So you are landing the data into the staging, and then so you'll have a lot of layers here. So you'll have a work layer, core layer, and views you'll be creating. After that you'll be having the data mart. So from the data mart we'll be taking the data for our reports. So report, we'll have a lot of reporting tools like Tableau, ClickView, a lot of reporting tools are there. Okay, so you can use this tool like Power BI you have, and they will be taking that data for the visualization, right? So some different layers will be there. So work layer will be there. So it's based on your project, you'll have the different layer. So after that they will be using something like your project. Okay, say for example, so dimension fact table, if you are asking some dimension fact table, so this is like tables are there, you'll be moving the data, and then this is one-to-one load, like a truncate and load. So here you'll be truncating the data and then loading. So why? Because you are landing the data into the stage, and then from the stage to work layer you'll be doing all the manipulations. Okay, so you'll be loading all the dimension table and fact tables will be there. So you'll be using mostly for the dimension table, slowly changing dimensions. In fact table you are loading it, right? So what are the different real-time dimension fact tables are there? Sometimes interview they might be asking to test yourself. So whether you have worked on different fact tables and dimension tables. Say for example you are working on the banking, right? So banking or insurance. So these tables are common for most of the domains. So if you are going for the banking, so a lot of tables are there. Okay, so you have dimension tables are some accounts table. Okay, so you'll have account numbers. So you'll have all the account related data be there in the account table. So it will have account number will be your primary key, and all other attributes about the account will be the foreign keys, and account table, and you have the table called something like your user ID and password, everything will be there in the user table. And you will be having some other tables like user table, account table, some date table. So date dimension will be there. So this table date dimension is one single table. They will load like one time they will load all the data into this date dimensions. So all the date, key, everything will be there in this table, and they do have different products, right? So product table, so a lot of tables are there, product tables, right? So different regions they are working on. So regions table. So like this, we do have a lot of tables will be there. So product. So they are working on different regions. So regions table. So like this, they will have a lot of tables. If they have employees information, that employee table also. These are all some employees table. Then you do have tables like, so different table. Okay, so different tables are there, regions and locations, cities, countries. So those tables will be there in this, right? Then you have some fact tables like you have the sales table, transaction table, right? So you have the sales, so sales fact or fact underscore sales, purchase item, invoice, so sales fact. So some different fact tables will be there. So purchase items, invoice, right? Lot of tables will be there. Purchase items, fact, and invoice tables. So we can tell a lot of tables, invoice tables. Then we do have the transaction tables. So transaction fact is the important tables in our real time transaction fact. So these are all the different fact tables. So this will have some keys. So it will be connected to different dimension tables, right? So this looks like a schema, star schema. Then this is a star schema. We will inform that this is a star schema, right? Star schema is looking like star. Say for example, what is snowflake? So this region table, we are splitting this region into again one more table. So this region into city and then country, we are splitting. Okay, so instead of having all the data in the single table, we are splitting this dimension into again one more dimension. So to reduce the data redundancy, we are splitting. Okay, say for example, this is country. So country dimensions. Then from this you are having it city dimensions. So this is called normalization. Okay. So normalization is nothing but if you do normalization, then this will become a snowflake schema. So normalization is nothing but splitting the dimension table into multiple tables, right? So even in our source side, we will do the normalization. So here also we will do the normalization. If you do the normalization in dimension modeling, then it will become a snowflake schema. So this is now snowflake, and galaxy schema is nothing but multiple dimension tables are connected with multiple fact tables. So this is something like this is what our real-time dimension fact tables are connected. So you'll have this architecture like this, right? So then they will be asking questions on. So the cube, the OLAP cube is something like it's very much important. How the cube will be. Some interviews they might be asking. Okay. So next, so OLAP cube. So definitely I will make one separate video so that you can understand what is OLAP cube. So do you have any doubts so far? So fact and dimension tables are clear. Still, if you have any doubts. So you can ask me if you have any questions. So definitely to identify whether you are the real time you have worked on the project or not, they will ask the version. So what type of version of software you have used. So what is the version of your Informatica? So Informatica, you can tell them like Informatica Power Center 10.2. So that is the latest version as of now. So you can tell them like 10.2 version, right? So what is the version of Oracle you have used? So see the Informatica version. So if they are asking something like version to test whether they will suddenly ask what is the version of software you have used. So if you are asking then Informatica, you can tell them like Informatica 10.2. Then you can tell them like it's the Oracle 19C, right? So 19C version or 18C based on your project. And then you can tell so what is the scheduler you have used. You can tell scheduler is you can tell that it's a scheduler. Lot of schedulers are there, Autosys or Control M, right? Or we have the Redwood. So these are all the some of the schedulers are there. UC4 is open source. Like these are all the schedulers are there. So Unix environment, and then different tools, right? So what are the different tools you have used? SQL Server, if you are telling, then SQL Server version, Teradata, Hadoop 3. So if you are going for Hadoop, then what type of Hadoop version you have used, Hadoop 3.x. So these are all the versions you need to remember whenever you are going for any interview, right? So they will test you right away have worked on, and also version differences. So if you are telling I have worked on Informatica 10.2, so previously which version you have worked on? Okay, so either 10.1 or it's a 9.6.1, right? So 9.6.1. So what are the difference you are seeing it? They will be asking this question. For this preparation, you have to go to the net and then check what the differences are there. So the server side, they would have done a lot of changes to handle multiple users as well as huge volume of data. They have improved. And the transformation side, they didn't do any much improvement on transformation side. So but here 9.6.1 or 10.2, so this 10.2, it's more on cloud and as well as the big data compatible, right? So it can connect with so BDM, we have a separate tool, Informatica BDM. It's like big data management tool. So we have separate tools are available, but they might be asking questions on, so what are the differences you are seeing it. Okay, so that one you can prepare, and all the differences. So differences is nothing but you have the joiner and lookup differences, right? Joiner and union differences. So all these differences, they will be asking questions. So I have prepared some document to have all this in one single document. So I will post this document in the descriptions after this live. Definitely you can go through it, and you can get the more idea about this. Okay, so still we have next session, we will have it on tomorrow on the big data components. So far, do you have any doubts? So definitely we will have it again and again. So based on your questions, we will forthcoming sessions we will have it, so that you can prepare well by yourself to the Informatica developer. So if you have any questions, ask me. I will answer your questions. Some scenario based questions they might be asking. Okay, so how will you load so every fourth record to target? So if I have one flat file, okay, if I have some duplicate, how will you remove the duplicate? So how will you make your union as union transformation to act as union, so instead of union all, right? So how will you generate a dynamic file in the target? So like this, lot of questions they may be asking. So based on the scenario, I have collected all the informations and I have given the document. Okay, so you can go through this documents. So this transformations will have all the so one nodes will have all the informations, right? So here we have something like source qualifier, right? So what is the source qualifier? So the main purpose of the source qualifier to change the Informatica data type to native data type, right? So Informatica native source data type into Informatica native data type. That is the main functionality of the source qualifier. And we do have a lot of properties in the source qualifier. You can tell all these properties. So you can use this document for your interview preparations. I will post this document in the descriptions, so you can get that. So I have prepared all the documents. You can go through it. So all the documents. Okay. So what is SCD? What are the different types of tables are there? You can prepare by yourself. So what is type 1, type 2, type 3 SCDs? So in our last live session, we have seen the SCD concepts, and okay. So difference between reusable and non-reusable sequence generator in detail. Okay. So for example, the sequence generator. I'm going for the sequence generator. So here you'll be having the sequence generator, right? So in sequence generator you have the different properties. So we will see that different properties in sequence generator so that I can explain. So here we have the sequence generator are basically a passive, so it will have only two output port. So one is having next val, the other one is current val. It will next val port will be generated to give it to the say for example it will have the next val and current val, right? So this is the one we will have. So next val port you are connecting to the transformations to generate the next value. So if you are using that curve val, the current value will be generated and the constant value will be given. So if you are giving this to the transformations, right, the any target or anything, so next value will be generated. So 3, so based on that numbers it will be generated, right? So 4, 5 and everything. So this is like non-reusable. So this is like non-reusable. So you will be creating this into your Informatica, right? So this is like only on the Informatica level you will be generating it. So if you have something like, so what is the use of non-reusable? So if possible I will explain it in the Informatica itself so that you can. So next time I will clearly explain in your Informatica, but I will tell you the concept. Say for example today it has been generated, you have used the sequence generator to generate the value, so from 1 to 5, so it has generated. So you have after that you have stopped it, okay? The session got succeeded, only 3 data are there, sorry 5 data are there, it has succeeded. So next time again you are starting it, or you are giving the same sequence generator to the next target. Okay, if you are giving next target, then the next value will be generated, not the same value. 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, 10. So this is what the value will be generated, right? So if you are giving, this is target 1, this is target 2. But if you are giving as reusable, so as reusable transformations, so you will have the number of cached values, right? So you'll have the number of cached values in the sequence generator. If you are giving number of cached values as 1000, so what will happen? So here 1 to 5 it has been generated. Again the next sequence also will be generated as 1 to 5 only. Okay, it's reusable, right? So you can use it. So if you are giving next value as 1000, so will be generated like, so from 1 2 3 4 5 it will generate like this. So once it reaches the 1000, then it will be again going with the other number. But reusable, if you are giving the same reusable transformation to both, if it has number of cached values 0, then next value will be generated. Okay, so if you are using this sequence as reusable, it can be reused in multiple mapping, right? Multiple mapping. Okay, why we are using? So 2 different users are loading the same target table. This is one scenario. Okay, you think you have one table, target table, but you are also loading the data into this table, the other person also loading the data into the table. Okay, so this numbers are unique number you have to follow. Okay, so unique number you have to load it. You have created one Informatica mapping to load the data, so others also created one mapping to load the data. If you are developing sequence generator separately, he is creating the sequence generator separately as non-reusable, what will happen? It will not generate the unique numbers, right? So because you are using 2 different sequence generator to load the same target table. So what you can do here, you can use reusable sequence generator. You can have different mapping, but same only one sequence generator. That sequence generator you can use it here to generate unique numbers. It will not give you the different numbers. It will always give you, even you have loaded 1 2 3 4 5, it will give you like 1 2 3 4 5. Then he is other mapping is running. Since the sequence is coming from the same sequence generator, it will generate 6 7 or 8. Instead, if you are using non-reusable here, again it will generating 1 2 3 4 5. There is a possibility to fail, right? So that is what the sequence generator will be using it as reusable. If you are using non-reusable, what will happen? So even reusable with the cache option, cache, if you are giving 1000 or 10,000 or something like 1 lakh based on 1 million, so it will generate 1 to 5. Then again it will generate some numbers, different numbers, right? So in this way it will go. This is the difference between reusable sequence generator and non-reusable. Yes, by default it will have 1000 as cache value. You can make it to 0, right? So why we are using 1000, right? So next 1000 numbers will be generated and it will be kept in the cache memory. So even it will be faster. It will be in the Informatica level, it will be faster. So that is why we are creating that sequences, sequence number of cache value, but normally you can make it to 0. Okay, so next live I will explain this in the practical way so that you can understand how this can be used. Okay, so are you clear now why we are going for non-reusable reusable sequence generator? Reusable sequence generator is used for if you are using the same, if you want to create some unique numbers for same target, you can use reusable. Okay, then only you can get next numbers. So if some different developers are loading into the same target table, so this is the sequence they will use it. Reusable sequence generator. Okay, so any other questions on any other transformations? Okay, this transformation notes I will share with you. You can ask me. So I hope you are clear. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So 1000, yes, 1000 will be the default one. Okay. So lookup, definitely they will ask most of the questions, right? Most of the questions on lookup. So what is the so any other questions you have? So I will do this, I will post this. Again, we have lot of concepts are there in Informatica. They might be asking what is the complex mapping you have worked on. Yes, Naveen, yeah, please go ahead. Yes, Naveen, you can go ahead and ask your question. So whatever the question you have on Informatica or Oracle or even Tableau, or you have any questions on testing, yeah, please ask. So sequence generator transformation we are using only in SCD. Sequence generator, yeah. So wherever we need to generate a sequence of values, okay, sequence of values, you can use it. So we are using different scenario as well, okay. Say for example, so a lot of scenarios we can use in real time. You have to assign a number, you have to load that number into a target table. So load every fifth data into the target table. So you can assign sequence number from 1 to 5. So wherever the 5 comes, you can load it. So in that way, some different scenarios, right? So mostly we are using to generate the surrogate keys in SCD, and wherever we need unique numbers to be generated, so for that you can use sequence generator. But mostly on SCDs to generate the surrogate keys. So in our sequence generator also, I have explained right already. Like you have something like you have some data like this. So sometimes interview they might be asking like this questions, right? So this type of questions they will be asking 7, 8, 9, 10 like this you have. So like this you have some data, you have some interview they might be asking you have the 3 different targets. So you have one target. So the second target you have and the third target you have, right? So you need to load the first record to first record to first, second record to second, third record to third, right? So again fourth record to again first, fifth record to second, sixth record to third. Like this you have to go for rotation cycle option. So how will you load? So for this what you can do, you can generate some sequences. Say for example 1, 2, 3. Again you can repeat the same sequences. Since you have 3 targets, you can repeat this sequences, right? So you can wherever, so you can generate by using this by sequence numbers, sequence generator, and then so you will be using that first start value is 1, end value is 3, cycle option you are enabling, reset option also you are enabling. Wherever 1 comes, you will be having some router here, okay, router here, okay. So use some 3 groups. So next value equal to 1, or you can use filter, sorry, you can use router only. So here you will be using next value equal to 1. So wherever 1 comes, you load into this first target, right? So then next one you can use it like the second one, you can go for the next value equal to 2, right? So wherever next value is 2, it will be loaded into this table. Then next value equal to 3, something like this, it will be loaded into the third target. So if you are using this way, it will be loaded. So this is what the sequence generator are used. So some different scenario they will be asking in interview. So I got one question. So in dynamic lookup also we have the sequence generator. Can we configure start value, end value, increment by reset options? So dynamic lookup, okay, so you are telling that dynamic lookup, so which option you are going for? You are telling that it's a new lookup report, the dynamic lookup. So we have only option is, if you are using this lookup as dynamic lookup, we have extra one port, that is new lookup report. So this one you are asking. So this new lookup row will generate only 3 numbers. So 3 numbers, right? So either 0 or 1 or 2, these 3 numbers. So if new lookup row is 3, there is no change in the data. Okay, so there is no change in the data. The second one option, it's for insert. You can insert the data into the whatever the data, you can insert it and you can go for the update. So it will compare your source and it will do these operations in the cache itself. First one, it will, if it is dynamic lookup, it will do the operation in the cache only. So data is coming from the source and this is a dynamic lookup, right? So first a dynamic lookup, it will write in the lookup, then only it will be syncing the target. It will sync on the target. Okay, so this is what it will do. It will sync on the target and then it will be using. So target, if you are looking up, so in dynamic lookup, this is what the numbers will be generating: 0, 1, 2, only 3 numbers. So based on the new lookup row port. So if you are choosing lookup as dynamic, then it will be generating. Okay, so any other questions? Yeah, definitely we will go for live sessions. Tomorrow also we'll have one more live. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. And so we will wind up. So if you have any other questions, so definitely you make you note it down all the questions, and the next live you can ask me. Okay, so thanks for your time, thanks for your valuable time, and as well as your interactive sessions on the live chat. So thank you very much. So we will meet again the next live. Okay, yes please, yes Naveen, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Okay, so as a fresher, how can we get an Informatica interview opportunity? Okay, so fresher, definitely you will be getting very less. So if you have any other experience, like 1 year experience or 2 years experience, you can prepare well on Informatica. You can make use of this Informatica knowledge, and then you can yes, you can create a new port, you can use it. So as a fresher, you can try with Oracle SQL developer. So you will have a lot of opening for a fresher, Oracle SQL developer, SQL PL/SQL developer. So even I'm going to put a lot of sessions on SQL and PL/SQL. So follow that. You can prepare yourself as Oracle SQL PL/SQL developer if you are the fresher, or if you already have some 1 year 2 year experience in different domains. Okay, like either some of our friends are asking, like viewers are asking, I have some experience on production support or experience on testing. Can I learn this Informatica and then I can go for as an Informatica developer? Yes, definitely you'll have the options. So even 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, also no issues. So the thing is, you need to have that much knowledge to handle all the project deliverables. Okay, so that knowledge, definitely you can get it. So I have already posted the videos to install this Informatica software. You can look at that and then you can install in your machine, and you can prepare it. Okay, so prepare, do the hands-on. Yes, definitely. So Oracle SQL Informatica, and then you need to have the knowledge on Unix. So in the beginning I have posted the questions, right? So if you are going for the interview, the expectations are these things. So in the beginning I have given Unix basics knowledge on data warehouse and business intelligence reporting tool. These questions you have to prepare it. These questions, okay? SQL knowledge, data warehouse, data modeling, Informatica, and yes, I will share this document in the description after this live. Okay, so kindly watch that. So all the sessions. So watch fully, and then definitely you will get knowledge. So with that, definitely you can go for. So if you have any specific doubt, so on the interview or anything, you can reach out to me in the email ID that NIC. So next live will be tomorrow. Okay, you can prepare, and tomorrow is the same time, 9:30 we can have, or I will post it. Okay. So kindly subscribe to the channel so that you will be getting the update. So might be, so as of now 9:30 same time, and yeah. So and one more thing, like so these things are enough, okay, to learn. Watch all our sessions so that you can get the knowledge. Okay, so thanks for your time. So definitely we'll meet tomorrow on the next live sessions. Yeah, thank you very much. So my experience on Informatica is 12 years. Yeah, timing, yes, 9:30 same time you can have it. Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you for your time. So we will meet again tomorrow, the next session. So next session I thought of giving the introduction to big data. So whether we need to have the big data, how the big data will be, and even if you have any questions on Informatica or SQL, you can ask me. No issues. We can have. Okay. So thank you very much.